Well, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, depends where you're watching this, I suppose. I'm sorry if you've been waiting on the other one. I had a technical glitch, and I'm just going to put my eyes in now so I can see what comments I've got already. And thank you for joining us. Hello, Man of Constant Sorrow, and thank you for Bev, Marvelous B Team. Um, got some great topics to talk about tonight. And hello, Kerry, as well. Nice to see you as well. Let's just have a look at these. I'm considering fostering cats in memory of my soul cat, Dory, who passed earlier this year. Any advice how to make the best foster environment for them? What an awesome question, Kerry. Basically, when you foster cats, creaky chair. When you foster cats, you don't know what life they've had before. You don't know the history. You don't know whether they've been exposed to trauma, whether they're likely to be stressed or anything. So I think it's really important to assume that they have had stress in their life and try and create a sensory enriched environment for them, starting off just in one room, or maybe keep one room just for the cats. Try not to have too many. Don't let your heart rule your head, in other words, and end up with too many cats that you're fostering, because I can say that I've seen people like that, and they end up with lots and lots of behavioral issues as well as health issues, because they want to help all the cats, and it's better to help one cat absolutely spot on than try and help three and it's not quite as good an environment for them, because some of these cats may not want to be with other cats as well. So you've got, in memory of your soul cat, Dory, you have got a wonderful opportunity there to be able um, enhance other cats' life. And you're saying there quite sensibly, you'd only take one cat at a time. And I think that's brilliant. I just wonder if you'd end up being a failed foster mum like I did. I ended up with 10 cats once upon a time, because I just love them all so much and I put so much love and effort into them, and then I just couldn't bear to see them go. But absolutely, it's a fantastic thing that you can do. You can put things like uh, pet remedy in the environment. This is really, really good. So this is a phytotherapy. It is available all around the world. And this is a plug-in cat attractants that really are soothing for the cat. So as well as that, you can put in a synthetic pheromone of something as well. And then think about how you're going to feed them. Make sure that they're fed with thought, really. Don't just give them a bowl. Think about giving them foragers. Think about the little bits of enrichment that you can do. Slowly but surely increase it and see what they like and what they don't like. Some cats are very play motivated, other cats are very food motivated. So with each cat, find out as much history about that cat that you're having in first. I think it'd be great if you could do yourself like a questionnaire or something that you can then roll out. If the charity doesn't already have that, you can ask that for every single cat that comes in. That would be brilliant. And the best of luck with that. And do let us know how you get on. So yeah, you're actually agreeing. You probably may be a failed foster mum, but I think it's still brilliant. Dwight, hello. Your kitten is 6 weeks old and sometimes plays aggressive and bites. What should I do? Say ouch. Well, certainly don't encourage this behaviour. Okay, so have you seen those videos where little kittens are lying on the back and they're like this, and they've got lovely tummies and they have this reflex? It's not good to do that, actually, because it's playing, it's allowing them to behave and play inappropriately, and they're not going to learn boundaries. So really, you want to be giving your kitten regular short bursts of interaction. And it's 6 weeks old, really, really tiny, should still be with its mom and its siblings. So can you answer that? Is it still with the siblings? Because maternal habituation is really crucial to stop this type of behaviour, the biting that you mentioned. And very often behavioural issues in adulthood will emerge when cats haven't had the maternal habituation from their mum. So things that you're going to be wanting to play with them are little kickers like this. So something that is going to extend your hand. And always remember the golden rule that um, hands are for fuss and affection, and things like this, and little wands that extend. This one's a bit broken actually, but something like that, again, you're going to extend your hand, so things like that would be really good. There's lots of kitten appropriate little toys, little teethers like that, and again, when they do start teething, something like this, a matatabi stick with a little gall fruit, they're cat attractants. They can really help the kitten dig the claws in and also kick and bite. So hopefully that's helped you. I think another thing I should mention is, obviously I've mentioned sort of prophylactically what you can do to stop that. If the kitten does lock onto your hand, just let your hand go limp and don't do anything, and then let them unleash their teeth, and then try and distract them with positive interaction. So I hope that's helped. Lenneth, hello. Your cat has been over grooming himself ever since I've got him. He doesn't have any health concerns, and I brush him every day, and it doesn't seem to be from anxiety either. So, Lenneth, cats don't do anything by accident. So, if your cat is over grooming, there's certainly something going on. Now, the majority of over grooming can be caused by dietary allergens. So, I would always say, if you've had a vet check, so that you know that there's no parasites, there's nothing on the fur, it's not flea allergy dermatitis and things like that. So if you've ruled out anything medical, then you have to look at the diet. There is something called a hydrolyzed diet, which has all the protein broken down. That's available in dry kibble, and I think wet food as well. So if you search for hydrolyzed diet, I mean, Bev, can you put a link in there? I think Royal Canin do a hydrolyzed diet. And I think diet is the first place you should look there, because if your cat is allergic to the diet that you're giving it, then that's certainly going to cause acral lick, which is the over grooming. Try the diet. If things settle down, then absolutely fabulous. If it's still over grooming, if your cat's still over grooming, then I would definitely look at boredom, anxiety. There's lots of other, it could be even be an environmental issue. So people have plugins and candles, even cleaning products. So it could be something like that as well. So there's never one differential, no one reason for over grooming in cats. So you have to look at the bigger picture. So I hope that's helped. And yeah, don't think that your cat isn't suffering from anxiety, because they do hide their pain and their emotions very, very well, because they haven't got evolved facial expressions, not like dogs have and we have. You can't always read what a cat is thinking. So yeah, have a look at that. So you've got some great starting points there, and we are back. I think it's the Tuesday, the 2nd of December, but my marvellous moderator, Bev, will let me know. Because again, I had these scheduled, so I knew when they were, and or you knew when they were as well. But for some reason, YouTube wasn't playing tonight, but Bev could get on, but I couldn't get on. So hopefully she's deleted that one and people will come over. So I think it's the 2nd of December. But yeah, Bev, you're right. Hands are toys. That's your cardinal rule too. Now let's go back to what Manor Constant Sorrow said earlier on. I hadn't forgotten you. Your older cat is overly attached to me. I work from home, and every time I sit to the computer, the cat sits beside me on the floor and looks sad. Any ideas what to do? Absolutely. I'll let you into a little secret. There you go. Lenneth, the link there is for that Bev's just put in for the hydrolyzed diet. So once you know what you're looking for, you can look at other diets as well. But don't lean on that. Go and speak to your vet first. I was going to show you something on the floor that I've done to occupy my cats, but unfortunately it's got a cat occupying it. So it's Hugo. I've put a big snuffle mat down there, and I've put a little bit of cat attractants. I've actually put this, which I actually bought when I was in the States, marijuana, and this is honeysuckle haze. So cats do like honeysuckle. So, yeah, that's really good. So he's sitting on a bit of that with his mat and he's getting all nice and mellow. And there's some little dreamies in there, little cat treats. So things like that will really help occupy your cat when you're working. And try not to respond too much if they start attention seeking. I don't know whether you can see that. I always point the wrong way. There we go. That pineapple there is actually a dog toy, and it's got lots of little ridges where the pineapple-y things are, and you can put little bits of kibble in there. So, and you can also stuff it inside the pineapple as well. So something like that would be really good for your cats to be occupied. So if you can occupy them and set up little kitty creche as before you start work, hopefully that will stop your cat's attention seeking. And yeah, let me know how that goes on. I know sometimes if I am doing content for my TikTok channel or YouTube or anything, Hugo knows, and he literally walks up and down the computer the whole time. Now, how strange! This is when I'd really like him to be on screen because I'm not doing anything scripted, and he's on the floor. So, for anybody else who's wondering what else has changed, can anyone guess what's changed today? Bev, I wonder if you can guess. And yes, the next Catch Up Tuesday is the 2nd of December. So put that in your diary. If you're watching it on Catch Up, yeah, put it in your diary. Same place, same time. So Hugo is our star of the show when he wants to be, absolutely. So at the moment, he's not feeling very happy because we've just had some new carpet fitted, which brings me back to, can anyone guess what's changed? I feel like I really want to play this game with you now and get you thinking, what has changed? Bev, can you work out what it is? Come on, somebody must work out what's changed. It's really obvious. I'm going to have to tell you, aren't I? No pudding, no Sydney. You didn't get that, Bev. Oh, crikey. So, yeah, no pudding, no Sydney. They've gone to their home with their mum and dad, and they're really settled now. They've been there 3 weeks. My girl going, yeah, they're gone. Which brings me on to the point where Hugo's feeling a little bit out of sorts because we've had new carpet now. And yeah, he's not happy because cats have a scent map of their home. So they don't just look at it visually, but they go through their day-to-day life using scents as almost like a compass, their little map, and their whole map has changed. So now he's sort of walking around like this, not knowing where to be. So that's why I've given him a little bit of honeysuckle, and I want him to be up here to get used to the smell as well, because it won't take long. But he Noodle's up here as well, and Basil. So Noodle had this scent routine where he used to go in what used to be Sydney and Pudding's room, and he'd really, really go for the carpet. New carpet, it hasn't done it. So yeah, he will send it up again soon, Bev, you're right. But it just shows, it's just, well, it is. I suppose it's quite a minor thing to us, but it's major for cats. And when I was moving a cat tree around once, Hugo developed cystitis because he was so stressed. So my rule of thumb now is never assume that it won't cause what you think is nothing. Even a new cushion on the sofa, you might think, oh, it's just a new cushion, but it could be really big for the cat and have an impact on them. So think about their scent map. I've had people that have asked me, I've just bought my cat a new bed and it isn't using the bed. What can I do? Well, it's put the new beds in the same or close by to the old bed, and you know, put a jumper or something that you've worn, some pajamas, or even a blanket that you can't slept on for a few nights, put that inside the new bed. And very often that will work out. No, Erica, it's not a new chair. Well, it is actually a new chair, but no, it's yeah, can you see? I've gone cow print, not cat print. Hi Tom. Oh, in Virginia. Hi. Yeah, no, it is a new chair, but it's not a new new chair. I've had it actually a while. You perhaps didn't notice on the last videos. I normally have it a bit higher, but I'm feeling zen and relaxed tonight. So yeah, so this is why you can see it. But I have got some topics to talk about if nobody's got any questions. I have got another question for you guys though. I want you to tell me what is right and what is wrong with this here. Can anyone guess? And yeah, Esha, just to add that say ouch to the kitten might have sounded like a joke, but it's a real part of the advice to get them to learn what's too hard. Yeah, exactly. You say ouch, and then go limp, and then blame yourself because you know you shouldn't allow them to bite anyway. So yeah, that's actually right, and thank you for mentioning that. So can anyone now? Gosh, I'm really making you work hard tonight. What is right with this porcelain? What's right and what's wrong? Okay, we'll come back to that. Just to give you time to think about it. Elevation is good. Too crowded for whiskers. Okay, keep going. Anyone else? I'm going to have a drink while I'm feeling all zen. Um, it's tilted too deep. I'm not going to give anything. I've got my poker face on. I'm not going to give anything away. But whilst you're all guessing and putting all of your ideas in, what about the seasonal things that are going on? Because you know, I like to do it sort of think about every raised, wrong, dry. Keep them coming. I love these. Think about people very soon are, if they celebrate Christmas, you can play as well, Bev. If they celebrate Christmas or you know, the holidays, the house is going to be decorated. There's change there again, isn't there? So just like I mentioned about the carpet, there's going to be change there in the environment. So think about these changes and how it's going to impact on your cat's scent map of the home. Think about the safety aspects. I mean, next month on the 2nd of December, I'll really dive deep into safety aspects for holidays, festivities, and things like that, because I really am passionate about trying to prevent any accidents from happening. Bev, it's not a forager. Bin that bowl, but don't throw it behind. Yeah, I always say bin the bowl and throw it behind. Shall I? Do you want me to give you the answers now? Because you are all right. So, and then I can answer Michelle's question. So, what's right about it? It's porcelain. It is tilted, it's elevated, which is great. It is wide enough to not have whisker stress. It's not even that it's kibble. What it is that it is just in the bowl. So when we look to feed, this would be great for wet food, it would be great for water. But when we look to feed kibble, we want to be a bit imaginative, don't we? We want to get our cats to forage. We want to tap into that behavior, that innate behavioral urge that they have to be able to forage, because that's what they do. They go outside if they're free roaming. Is, let's say they're, you know, in their wild habitat, they would be free roaming and they would go outside and they wouldn't get a plate full of pigeon and mice. Part of the fun that cats like to have is the hunt. That's why play is so important to them. We think we're playing, but we're not. We're actually enabling them to hunt. And so that's why kibble just plonked in a bowl is really a no. It's get it in foragers. Put it in little, I'm just looking at what I've got. You know, I've mentioned these before. I mean, you must be able to go back and watch all of my videos. That's why these are so battered now. Toilet roll. Oh, hello, Basil. Come and say hello. Toilet roll tube, muffin tins, egg boxes, shoe box with lots of tissue in there, anything like that. Get your cat foraging, and the hide and seek feeders. So these things, again, that's what that is really. You can make it, fill it full of kibble and hide it. You could do that, hide them, but make it harder. Once you start off easy, but then, you know, make these mice, pigeons, whatever the cat wants to imagine they are, make it really difficult to find them, because they're going to use their nose, and that's what we want them to do. So, Michelle, you've got a new cat, 1 year old. You've had her for 2 months. She's very aggressive, stress reaction with new people. Started using Purina Calm Cat and a natural transdermal drop daily. Any other ideas? Yeah, Calm Cat is really, really good. If you read the label in there, there should be L-tryptophan, I think, in that, which is an amino acid which really helps relax cats. So that's really good. As well as that, here we go, the amazing Anxitane, and my beautiful assistant will be adding the link there. This is L-theanine, and that works really, really well. You could use something like Carmex, again, that's L-tryptophan. I don't know whether there is. Yeah, it's just L-tryptophan, which is if they're getting L-tryptophan in the diet, then incorporating L-theanine would be really good. There's also something called Pet Sensible Bladder. Now I know it says bladder, but it's not. It's basically a combination of theanine and L-tryptophan, and that works really, really well. Give her plenty of time, and when people are coming in, ask them to maybe throw her a treat in the opposite direction or something, or put her in another room and let her come to them and get scent swapped with them, but certainly ask them not to touch her because there's a risk assessment there as well. That's I would do I would start very, very slowly with her. She's still decompressing, having had 2 months. And is she neutered as well? Because that can impact. Tom, yeah, you're right. Cats are extremely territorial and use scents to mark their territory. They do. Um, okay, Michelle, you're an experienced cat mum, but this is new to me. Yeah. So definitely with the aggression, look at nutraceuticals like amino acids, L-tryptophan, L-theanine. You can also use some Fortiflora, probiotics, prebiotics in the diet, because that can also help the gut brain axis. So that can help reduce stress as well. But I think it's just that she's just decompressing for whatever she's been going through. Cats, when you mentioned, Tom, about cats territorial and they use scent, yeah, they do. There's scent glands all over the body, and it's also in the paws as well, interdigital glands. So when they're walking, we talked about the scent map earlier on carpet and scratching. That's what they're doing. They're depositing the scent. So it's like, yeah, I've been here before. I feel relaxed. This is my environment. Mikhail, it doesn't look convenient to eat from, and it's too much food for one cat. Yeah, that's another really, really good point. Again, with foraging, you're not actually putting as much food in. You are free feeding, but you're not free feeding just like that. And that's when Bev said, and I've always said, bin the bowl. And I always have a little joke. So I've got a bowl and I go, bin the bowl, and I throw it back. This is obviously a slow feeder, licky bowl, and that is great as well for putting wet food on, making the cat take the time. She has been spayed. Oh, brilliant. She's much better with you now, Michelle. That's excellent. And yeah, Tom's saying it can take a cat months to trust you, and from your experience as well. So the link to the Anxitane is in there, Michelle. So do give that a whirl. It can take up to 7 to 10 days for full efficacy, but I have noticed that some cats respond a lot quicker. Oh, Noodles come in now. So underneath my feet here, I've got two gingers. I've got a fluffy ginger and a very, very old ginger. We keep thinking, oh gosh, this might be Basil's last Christmas. He's very senile now. He's still coping. He has regular trips to the vet for little pain relief injections, don't you, Basil? There you go. Just let him sniff my finger. So yeah, and the other thing is, who was it, Michelle? Avoid catnip as well. And Bev, you're having Anxitane daily at the minute. Is that you or is that the cats? And I do say that tongue in cheek because humans can have L-theanine as well. Very often you can buy it in bulk or whatever, and you can just add it to your tea and it helps you sleep and relax. And when I was in America, I noticed there was some tea over there called Whispering whispering something, whispering winds, and it was a herbal tea with L-theanine added. How amazing is that? Your cat loves silvervine, yeah. So there's all different types of silvervine. I've got some little. This one I absolutely love. Well, I don't love, but the cats do. I mean, that would be absolutely brilliant for a kitten. One thing I would do though, for a kitten, and probably anyway, I mean, this is my demo one. See those little balls there? I'd be tempted to chop them off. But everything else in that is good. It's only the two there, because I just think that's a bit of a choking hazard. So plastic, you wouldn't want your cats. I must snip them off actually. As I say, my cats don't play with this. This is just the demo. But yeah, that would be brilliant. Something really, really good and robust for the cat to sink its teeth in. And yeah, chunky ones. And there's massive, thick matatabi sticks as well. It's not a stick, it's like a branch, which are great for teeth. And I also came across these, look, um, pet teeth finger cleaning wipes. So you literally pop one of those on around the mouth, get them used to that, and then once they're used to doing that, then you can progress on to a cat toothbrush. There are the finger brushes, and I've mentioned these before, but honestly, they are too big. I mean, that's too big, isn't it, to put into a cat's mouth? I mean, probably be okay in a lion's mouth, but I wouldn't suggest do that. I think go for something dainty and delicate and start off with a licky licks or something really tasty on there. So they think, oh, this is nice, quite like that. And then you work on. I've just found the L-theanine, the Pet Sensible Bladder. There you go. Can you see it? So that you can get that on Amazon. So ignore the fact that it says bladder on there. It's just great, Michelle, because it's got the two amino acids in there as well. And again, Pet Remedy. I've got a little stash over here. I'd forgotten. Pet Remedy. That's what you want to be getting in, plugged in alongside your synthetic pheromones, especially as we're coming up to, in this country, in the UK, bonfire night. So really, really important bits of advice. Um, share this with anyone and everyone who has cats. Please keep your cat inside during bonfire season. I know we have that fireworks season. I know it's coming up tomorrow actually in the UK. So please keep your cats indoors. And because it's on a Wednesday, then there's going to be celebrations probably all the way through until Sunday. So it's like keep the kids in until at the end of bonfire. And then Thanksgiving is then approaching as well. So if you know that there's going to be fireworks let off in your area, keep your cats safe. Your cat, yeah, the size of that matatabi branch I had in America, it was huge. Man of constant sorrow, how to tell if a cat is in pain? Nancy, you're right, they do hide pain really, really well. So there are obviously the physical symptoms, but before then it's the behavioral symptoms, and they are more apparent. They're easier to spot if you know your cat and you know what to look for. um, and then by the time the physical symptoms kick in, the cat's going to be in a lot of pain. So things that you'd be wanting to look out for, any change that is with your cat. So I would say do a behavior diary, just so when you, anyway. So if your cat's just start a behavior diary tomorrow. So just keep a little log of what is normal for your cat. Does your cat have an afternoon nap? If so, how long does the cat nap for? How much does the cat eat? How often is the cat going to the litter tray generally? Is the cat defecating in the litter tray? Obviously, if they're free roaming, you can't have that sort of information. But keep a diary of what is normal for the cats. How, when they're grooming, how long do they normally groom for? Are they interacting with other people? Are they sociable? Are they sociable with other cats or other animals in the home? So you've got a barometer there of when everything is good. So then if suddenly something, just one thing goes off kilter, and suddenly the cat is sleeping more, or the cat's hiding in a different place than it never hid before, and that is your red flag. to be able to think, yeah, there is something not quite right. And I'm not imagining it because I've got my behaviour diary. So please, all of you, go and do a behaviour diary for a week. And then you've got a great barometer then. If you suddenly instinctively think, my cat is just not quite right, or something doesn't feel right, go look at your diary and then monitor the cat carefully for that day or 2 days. And I think that would be really helpful. There is also something called the feline grimace scale. Brownie points for you, Bev, if you can find the link to that. It's available on your phone as an app, and it starts off giving you a little quiz of all these visual cues that it encourages you to be aware of the cat's microfacial signals. And I did say at the beginning of this chat that cats don't have the same facial expressions that we have to give away our emotions, our feelings, and the way that dogs have. So I'm sort of contradicting myself there, but I'm not, because they are micro signals. So it could be something from pupil dilation to whiskers flattened, ear position, body position, even fur, sometimes fur position. What are the cheeks saying? What are their whiskers saying? What are their ears saying? They have a lot of communication there. And when it's really good actually, because you go through the app and you do little quizzes and you guess what cat's in pain, and then it gives you an idea of what to be looking for. So yeah, all of you go and have a look at the feline grimace scale, because it is really, really good. And Tom, you're right, learning to read cat's body language is super important. Can I also just say that for anybody who hasn't yet joined up to the cats.com courses, there is a whole library of fantastic courses, fantastic information. And the best thing of all is it is free. Nada, nothing to pay for. Literally just sign up for the courses. I've certainly done some, and I think vets have done some, and there may be somebody else that's done some as well. Bev's found the feline grimace scale, so all of you copy that. Gosh, I'm giving you some homework today. So you're going to be going through the feline grimace scale and learning all about cats' microfacial signals. You are going to be doing a cat behaviour diary, and you're going to be signing up to cats.com courses. Do you know what? You're going to love the courses. I've really enjoyed filming them, and I've had lots of help, obviously, with my cats. So there's all sorts of things like I mentioned teeth earlier, how to brush cat's teeth, how to trim claws. So it's going through, even if you're experienced mom like Michelle, you're literally going through the beginner, intermediate, and then going on to advanced. So there's something for everybody. So if you're interested in, obviously I'm looking at it from a behavioural point of view, so if you're really interested in cat welfare and behaviour for cats, then go and have a watch of these courses and share them with other cat parents as well, because I think it's going to be really valuable to a lot of cat parents, because we can't assume that people know why it's important to get a cat neutered. People might not know how much to feed a cat. They might not know, as we've talked about, how to tell if a cat is in pain. So yeah, go and have a look. And I bet Bev's frantically trying to find the right link. What was that small finger cover for toothbrushing? Oh, not that one. Don't have that one, Esha. It was this one. Pet teeth cleaning finger wipes. I'll get one out. So these are from Amazon. So they're literally like that. And put your finger in, like, you see it's, oh, sorry, it's bobbly there. And that goes into the cat's mouth. Doesn't really taste of anything. It's certainly not unpleasant. No, I won't brush my teeth with it, but it doesn't taste of anything unpleasant. So, yeah, so that's something that I think are really, really good. Get your cat used to having it's teeth looked after. I think I mentioned that in the courses as well. So Vivian, hi Amanda, one of my cats tends to pull fur. Come on, Hugo, come say hello. Fur off my other cat. If they're next to each other, they get along. So I don't know why. Maybe he's territorial. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. There he is. Come to say hello. It's Hugo. Um, I think I'd like to know more about this, Vivian. How, when you say it pulls the fur off your other cat if they're next to each other, is it just grooming, or if they get along? And I don't think it would be territorial either, because if it was territorial, they wouldn't be sitting that close to each other to enable to get like that. Man of Constant Sorrow, no, it's not just the face. It is the way the body posture is. It's the way that their tail is, if the tail's tucked under the body, and body posture as well. And again, that will be covered in the feline grimace scale. Tom, you'll ship catnip to me to free. Who are you sending catnip to for free? That's brilliant. Send it to a cat charity if you've got free catnip. There we go. Cats.com courses. Hello, Hugo. Give me a kiss. Good boy. He does that when they were laying next to each other. He looks like he's grooming her, but bites some fur off her. Well, he will be grooming her then, and it may be that he's tidying up and getting a little bit overzealous with his grooming ritual. Um, I can't imagine that it's anything negative at all, apart from your cat, if your cat ends up losing a lot of fur. But when cats do groom each other, they do really, really, go as if they're grooming for themselves. And sometimes part of grooming is nibbling. So just check it's not compulsive, and it becomes a ritual. It just now and again. I see his mouth full of fur, and I wonder what's going on. Try grooming the other cat a little bit more, because it could be that he's just helping her groom. But if they're lying next to each other, it's certainly nothing territorial. I think I'd be more concerned, is it a compulsive thing that he starts over grooming her, as a self-comforting thing for him? So that's what I'd be keen to keep an eye on. Again, keep your behaviour diary. Vespa was nibbling Goosey's ear the other day. Oh, they're so lovely, aren't they? When they cuddle up, and they're so affectionate with cats that they're bonded with. Any more questions, anyone? Thank you. That's very helpful. I don't see it often, but no, they won't. He won't be hurting her. She wouldn't be lying next to him if she was being hurt, or she didn't feel comfortable with him being next to her. So don't worry about that. Any more questions? Look at this boy. I had to take my Bengals to the vet this week, and they've had their vaccinations. So that's something else to think about for you all, making sure that they're in tip-top health. Oh yeah, can we all like the video and send some hearts? Thanks, Bev. It's a lot quieter tonight. I don't know where everybody is. Mind you, I suppose it depends where you are. Where is everybody watching today? We've got 24 of you on here. So there's some that are just silently watching, and maybe you don't want to get engaged, but that's absolutely fine. But just send a heart anyway, like Bev said, or a thumbs up. And don't forget, I've said this before, if you don't want to ask a question here, you can drop a message. And oh yeah, Bev missed everyone last month, didn't you, Bev? Do you want to tell everybody where you were and why you missed it, and why you left me solo? Look at loads of medical questions last time as well. And as you may or may not know, I never answer medical questions because I can't. Oh, the transdermal is rescue remedy. She actually licks it off my finger. She loves it. Okay, so Christine's in North. Now look, you are here. You are here. And it's lovely. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for telling me where you all are. So let's see where you all are, because I like to sort of think about where you all are and what you're doing, and you're actually watching this. So some of you could be on your lunch break. Man of Constant Sorrow is in Poland. I'm coming to Poland in December. I'm going to Zakopane. Is that how you say it? Christine is in Norway and a lovely hug. Thank you very much. Mike is in Phoenix, Arizona. Get me. I finally know what AZ means. Is probably the only one I know. Vivian, you're in the US. Lynn is in the US, Oregon State. Bev was having a nap. Yes, Bev was having a nap last time because she had too many cocktails whilst in Morocco and then literally forgot to turn up, honestly. I did say I was going to sack her, but she taught me round. I'm only joking. Tiki, you're in Massachusetts, and thank you for doing this. Oh, Kerry, you're in Devon. Oh, awesome. Um, Devon, clotted cream tea country, and you were enjoying the sea in Morocco tea and was very late back from a trip. Oh dear, yeah, and too many cocktails, but you're allowed a holiday, aren't you? Um, yeah, Bev, were you modding when I was in America? I can't remember. I know it was that's like, is that last month? What month are we now? September? Yeah. No, surely I've done one more since then. Um, Elaine, your two male cats are very loving with each other and play a lot. At night, my first cat gets on top of my second cat and bites down on the top of his neck. Is this normal, territorial, and at night time full bed? It is normal, but it's not territorial, and it's not sexual either. So a lot of cats will do this to other cats. It's almost like a bonding ritual that they do. And sometimes they can do it when they're bored. Sometimes it can be, just I want to, yeah. And if it's because cats are crepuscular and it's probably in before bed, they're probably getting a little bit thinking, okay, it's going to be feed time. I don't know whether you feed just before you go to bed. It could be, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to have my food first. I've got a desire to have my food first. So I'm going to do this to show you I want my food first. But they do it to each other quite a lot. And females can do it to females. Some males will even mount properly and then tread. That's self-comforting. So it is normal. So don't worry about it. Elaine, you're in Florida. How fabulous. Oh, Bev, you did. You stayed up till 3 a.m. You see, top marks. Indeed. So really, because you did that for me, then you were entitled not to have not you were entitled to a holiday, weren't you? That's absolutely fine. I'm kidding. Cats are the best, they are. And your cats are 4 years old and they sleep hugging each other. Oh, just how adorable. Oh, I've still got a Basil here. He's so quiet. Um, and they sleep hugging each other. That's absolutely lovely. It's so great, isn't it, when cats get on with each other and they're loving. They are super loving, and people think that cats are solitary creatures. Some cats want to be on their own, and it's one of those you don't know. I always think it's a bit like the like a Big Brother experiment. I don't know whether you watch the Big Brother in the States or Poland, but it's a social experiment where they have a house and they literally have 12 people living in there who don't previously know each other, and you see the way that their their relationships work. And I always think it's a bit like that with cats. If you bring another cat into the home, you don't know whether your resident cat and your new cat are going to get along. It's Russian roulette. But one thing is for certain, you can set yourself up for success in doing that. So by not just going here, cat, meet other cats, and doing all the scent swapping first, non-visual introductions through scent swapping, that's really crucial, and that alleviates a lot of the stress. So if you go through an introduction plan really with thought and care, it can mitigate any later clashes anyway. So Michelle is in Maine in the US, but you've got a sister who lives in Swadlincote, not coming over next year to see her. Oh, wow. Okay. So Swadlincote in Derbyshire, that's in the next county to me. So not too far at all. Esher, You've got two boy cats, very different personalities. The outgoing one wants to play hard with the other, but the other one is more sensitive and doesn't like it. I've assumed um, I've assumed they won't match up and there's nothing to do. So you will always find, and I love the way you've worded this, Esha, because lots of people think that there's a dominance hierarchy with cats, but there isn't. There's no such thing as dominance in cats. So some people will say, or for example, you could have worded it, the dominant one wants to play hard, but you've said the outgoing one, which is lovely because you can read it as the more confident one, and that is good. And cats are driven by the now. So basically, if a cat's desire to have something there and now is greater than the other cats, they're going to make sure they get it. So if a cat's desire to play is more than the other cat's desire to play, then it's actually going to put the other cat into the waiting wings, if you know what I mean. So it's really important to make sure you have solo play, Esha, with your two cats, because they have got different personalities. They may want to play differently. So have that. Maybe that one cat just wants to watch cat TV. Cue Patsy's Garden link for Bev there. Whereas another cat wants to run round like a lunatic chasing a wand. So yeah, play with them separately. There are things that cats can do together, and that's where foragers and things come really good, and puzzle feeders are excellent. Mike, can I mention to the viewers, I'm about to, the importance of paying attention when the cat licks the fur off their tummies and chest? Absolutely. So I think I did touch about acral lick, over grooming. If you see a cat that is grooming repeatedly so that they strip their fur off, and it's basically anywhere they can reach. It's normally tummies and chests and sometimes the back legs. It is really important if you see that they start over grooming more. And this is the importance of a behavior diary, because if you've logged how long they're grooming for, and then they suddenly start over grooming, you'll be able to see that. So that will be a written cue before you see the visual physical cue that they've got no fur. So that's really important to do that. So as soon as you see that the cat is over grooming to the, well, hopefully now after tonight's live, you'll be able to go, I've done my behavior diary. I can see that my cat grooms generally for 7 minutes 3 times a day. And then one day your cat's grooming for 15 minutes a day. That's your red flag to take action and think, okay, why is my cat over grooming? I'd take it along to the vet. Shall I check for any parasitic topical issues? Have I changed the diet? Is there anything going on there? Have I got any allergens in the environment? Is the cat stressed? All of those things, not vet check first, but all of the other things, don't think of them as a tick list to do. Think of them as a circle, that all of those things you've got to do at the same time. Pamela has asked, her boy likes to talk a lot, and I often answer him by saying his name in the same pitch. Do I have any tips on how to respond to our kitties when they're talking to us? Thank you. Oh, Pamela, that's a lovely question. They like baby talk, basically. So they like raised pitches, and they like rhythmic, because cats have got a musical intelligence as well, which is why we know that classical music and certain white noise and things like that, nature sounds, can really relax cats, because they've got this musical intelligence. So I think that's why they like it. Like you talk to a baby, very often a mum will go, oh, how are you doing? That's my cat voice. Yeah, so literally have a cat voice. So when you're talking to humans, the cats can understand. So if you go was sitting here with me now, I would embarrass myself by doing my cat voice to you all, but being as he isn't, I'm not. But it's like I have little cues for things. So I have a fish song that I sing when it's meal times. ahead of that, so they know that they can look forward to a treat. And no, I'm not singing the fish song for anyone. A few of my clients have been lucky enough to have me bestow that upon them, and they laugh. So come back, Hugo. No, Hugo, I'm going to shut the door. Hugo's not coming back. I'm not singing the fish song for anybody. So yeah, think about rhythmic, soft, soft tones in a way that, and don't feel embarrassed, because yeah, have that communication when you have a cat voice, and that is lovely. So, and then your cat will know that that conversation, that tone is just for them. Catnip is good for humans, very calming, good for digestive system, among other things. Do you know what, Tom? I've heard that people do have catnip tea. And I know people make catnip tea, as in it's just infused catnip for the water for the cats as well, which is great. And I think there's a lot of herbs there that we can all take benefit from. But obviously, if you're not sure about what herbs are good for you, then always take appropriate advice by somebody who is qualified in that, because there's a lot of plants. Oh, hello, Hugo. Just came in. There you go. Can't do baby voice. He's gone back again. Um, you're always singing it. Catnip is a mint. It is Nepeta cataria. Um, and there's different varieties of catnip, cat mint as well. I'm always singing at Vesper and Goose. I think that's lovely to have that communication with all of your all of our cats. I'm just going to have a little bit of a drink here because I have been talking a lot. Um, I think, Bev, there was a question about food, which was one of the topics that I wanted to talk about, is that comfort food versus overfeeding, keeping portions balanced and using puzzle feeders and smaller frequent meals. Very often, if I'm doing a meeting and people will say, how often do you feed your cat? And they'll say twice a day. That isn't normal for a cat to eat twice a day because they're grazers. And this is why the foraging and the puzzle feeders are really good. So cats will literally go out and hunt when they're hungry. They'll hunt to alleviate boredom and stress and for exercise. So think about, if you can, feeding your cat more frequent small meals, because their tummy's only about that size of a mouse. So come on, Hugo, come on, and then I can tell all the people of the world how I talk to you with my best Hugo baby voice. Um, so yeah, so little and often is great, and make sure that you don't overfeed, and also don't be tempted, because I was talking about festivities. I'm not going to talk too much about it because that was the one, yes. Suggested resources for good quality food from Lynn. What country do you live, Lynn? Come on, Hugo. You see, there's a baby voice in action there. Come on. Do you want something nice? What about a fish? Fish. Where's the fishy? Oh, look at that fishy there. What a great little treat that is. Um, Not for the faint-hearted, half a fish. Do you want a fishy? There you go, fish. Oh, yeah. Always licking his lips. Oh, and love a bit of fish, don't you? So you can actually, go on then, have your fish. You can actually put these are just freeze-dried sprats, and you can put those you can chop them up, put them in food, you can put them in puzzle feeders, anything really, but they're really good. So I was talking about having human food available, and not getting into the habit of giving your cat human food, because there's so many different elements that we use in human food cooking that are toxic for cats. So I think don't get into the habit of giving your cats human food off your plate, because that is teaches them it's okay to come and beg and steal off your plate. So if you want to cook human grade food for them, then do, but make sure you cook it in no seasoning, and it's just then for them. And again, you could shred it, you could put it in forage feeders, slow feeders. Your cat has access to food and is always slim. Um, I think, well, that's right. I mean, some cats, oh, I can show you the puzzle feeder now. Gosh, I was about to fall off the chair then. That would have been a blooper, wouldn't it? So this is the wonderful vivifying Snuffle mat, and the cats absolutely love that. So um man of constant sorrow, yes, something like that. You could put all the kibble for the day in there and the cat will potentially graze. Some cats are more food motivated than others, well, at least make them work hard for it. But if you've got that sort of quantity of food in a bowl all day long, that is, not only is that boring for the cats, that's too much food for the cat, and the food potentially is going to not go off, but it'll lose its the quality, the nutritional quality of the food, because it'll dry out. Suggested resources from Lynn. That's right. We were just waiting to hear from where Lynn lived. Kawai, my 7-month-old cat was finally able to get neutered. I plan on getting him a friend, but he's never interacted with other cats. Any help, any tips to help with boredom and play biting? So most of the things that you've asked there, well done on getting your cat neutered, by the way. That's fantastic. You plan on getting him a friend, but he's never interacted with other cats. I was talking about introductions and how important it is to make sure that you introduce your cats with a plan. Don't just go, hey cat, here's another cat. Please don't do that. It doesn't work like that. Make sure you would have one cat in one room, one in another, or one in another, have two different zones if need be, and then do scent swapping. I was put a sock or get a handkerchief and start wiping the facial area of one cat, and then go and do it to the other cat. So you're actually swapping their scent, and they're not even seeing each other. Um, and then you would build it up from them. But again, go and have a look at the cats.com courses, because I've done a library. There's a series on introducing cats to other cats, and I've used some great photos, some, I was going to say real life photos, but of course they're real life photos, some of my real cases. I've used these to actually show how you would go about doing an introduction plan. If you want to watch some videos, then go along to my TikTok account or my personal YouTube account, because there's lots of content on there as well, but they are different, totally different. It's a different format to what I've done for cats.com, so you can have a look at all the different ones. um, I've got some fish muesli. Oh, a fish muesli. Is that for me, Bev, or is that for the cats? Um, Slim Cats Goose is hiding again. Oh, Lynn, you're in Oregon. I did mosey on around the cat food aisle when I was in the superstores in Mississippi, and I I'm not familiar, I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with the diets that they have on there, so I wouldn't be able to say from a personal perspective or even from a professional perspective, because I'm not a nutritionalist. But what I would look to see is um, something with a high protein content. Again, it depends on how old your cat is. So if you a senior cat, then you'd want to be looking at less phosphorus. But again, speak to, or if you, I know Fancy Feast is one. If you, I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying I am familiar with that brand, because I saw it over there, and in fact. Catherine, who I was staying with the Maine Coons, she was having dietary issues with one of her boys, one of her cats, Hemingway. So she was giving him Fancy Feast to try and get him to eat, because he'd had a fur ball. So after I did that live in Mississippi, Hemingway 2 days later was back into the ER room at Mississippi University College, because he'd had surgery before, because he'd got a massive fur ball. So diet is so important. And Catherine was raw feeding, and that was working really, really well for her cats. And they've been raw fed forever. And she tried Fancy Feast. So I'm going a bit of a long way around the houses to here to say how I'm familiar with Fancy Feast. So have a look at the labels. Check, is it age specific, appropriate? And if you're in any doubt, speak to your vet. But some of these companies will actually have a number that you can call and speak to a nutritionalist in that department, which is fantastic. Um, Tom's in Virginia. Michelle in the States were, I can't even say that, the Ruver make a low phosphorus cat food. Oh, great. Okay. And then obviously you've got your brands that everybody knows, the Royal Canin and Hills and so on. So again, use a phone number on the back and speak to people. It seems hard to find cat food that is not grain free. In the UK, we've got a lot of grain-free cat foods, I must admit, but I would never, I'm not tied to one particular brand. I don't advocate for any particular brand because I think put it into context, there's so many different nuances there. You know, how old is the cat? What is the cat's lifestyle? What is the cat parent's affordability? What food can they afford to feed the cat? If they're really low income, then I would just suggest make sure it's species specific. You know, so again, so many nuances there with cat food. So I think it's do due diligence and work out what you think is right for you, for your cat, and make those phone calls and advocate for your cat to get the best out of them. Elaine's got a lick mat for a cat, and he just looked at me like, can we go back to your hand feeding me the butter knife? His picture is not next to the face, food motivated. I love that. Kauai, I hope I've said that right. I've never given my cat human food, but he's always trying to get mine. He licks plates in the sink and jumps onto the counter. I've been trying to teach him not to go up there since the stove is right next to it, and I don't want him to get hurt. How can I get him to stop doing this? Um, Make the floor more interesting than the counter. So keep counters as much as possible totally food free. Nothing on the counter that's interesting at all. Really, really boring. And then make the floor interesting. So, for example, if you're preparing food, something like a lick mat that I've got down there. These are really good as well. I mean, this is the cardboard cutout one off the box because this actually went with Sydney and pudding, so I can't showcase it anymore. But they love this to get their bits of treats from. So something like that on the floor when when the when you're preparing food, make it more interesting. You could click. There's a really good finger clicker, and I wanted to find it and I can't. It's literally like a ring that you have around your finger, but the button is here. And so you could wear it like a ring, but it's got a clicker on it. So literally, when the cat was on the counter, you could go away from where they are, crouch low down on the floor, click your finger, and give them a treat, and then get them used to getting treats along the floor by using a clicker method as well. So thanks so much to. Oh, Lynn, you're very welcome. I'm just sorry I wasn't able to talk too much about anything that I knew about to do with cat food. But it's very it's very nuanced. That's a nice word, isn't it? I think I've said it 3 times. And a Vesper hops on the counter to tell me once he's crunchy cat food. I'm too well trained. Well, this is it. Cats do train us as well, don't they? So, listen, everybody, I am going to sign off now. I've really enjoyed tonight. I think we've had some great questions, and thank you to everybody that has asked questions. I love the fact that you're all engaging because it just yeah, I think it's great. It's I don't feel like I'm just sitting here talking to a shiny box, you know. I feel like I'm actually talking to real people. So I appreciate that so much. And I really hope you can all come back for the one in December, because that is going to be super exciting. So yeah, hope to see you all back in December. If anyone has got any questions, then you're watching it on catch up, then please put them in the question box and I will go back for about 2 weeks. And then I think when I come back next time, I think Instant Sorrow, I love that. He's getting in there before you, Bev. I think I might have something very, very, very exciting to tell you all. And no, I'm not having kittens. Anyway, I'm going to leave that that little carrot dangling. Yeah, this is it. So what do we see, everybody? Come on. So do your homework, okay? I want you all to go off and do your homework. I want you to sign up on the courses. I want you to do behaviour diary and whatever the other thing I asked you to do. Oh, I know, it was the feline grimace scale. So the date in December is the 2nd, I think, 2nd of December. It's the first Tuesday in December, because I thought at least then that gives me plenty of time to drill down on the safety aspects of different things in December, and then you can share the video, share the YouTube. And if you've enjoyed this YouTube tonight, whether you're watching it live or on catch up, share it. Get it out there. Let's tell everybody the bin the bowl thing, shall we? And subscribe to all notifications. Oh, I like that, Tom. I didn't know you could do that. So thank you all from around the globe, wherever you are. And have a great rest of November. And I'll see you in December. So meow for now, everybody. And hopefully you'll all be like, meow for now, meow for now. And I'll see you all soon. Okay, so look after yourself, look after your kitties. See you in December.